Hello YouTube friends. Today then is Sunday the 9th of December, I think, something like that. And today I've had a very busy morning. It's a beautiful sunny day outside, so I've done quite a lot of outside jobs. So nice out there. It's not even actually cold. I haven't lit the fire or anything. And so today then I did the outside jobs, seen to the hens and the goose, and I've went down and did a thing with the bees, whereby I just put some insulation in the roof and took off the feeder that I'd put on in September because it's empty, so they don't need it on, but they did need insulation. And I did it really quickly because you really shouldn't open your bees in the winter, but I did it so quickly. I got everything ready, lid off, insulation on, lid back on again, and I could see them. They're all just clustering there, just like moving ever so slightly and clustering together in a big ball. So they're looking all right. But I literally looked at them for 5 seconds, and I put a little bit of sugar fondant on, which is like an extra boost of sugars if they need it for the winter time, if they haven't got enough stores. So that was good. Now then, what are we going to do today? I've got a couple of Christmassy things, so countdown to Christmas. A couple of things that I want to do today, and one of the things I do most years is to make candied orange peel. It's not hard. In fact, it's one of the easiest things you can make. And there's loads of YouTube tutorials about it. So this isn't a tutorial. This is just me chatting to you while I do mine. But the reason why I'm making them this is twofold. The first one is the second thing that I'm going to make, and I might get on and do that today because I've actually got the recipe here. I mean, this is going to be covered in recipes by the end of Christmas. And I'm going to make mincemeat, not meat obviously, but mince for mince pies. Now mince pies are a very traditional thing in the UK, and the traditional way of making them is to use beef suet, which is fat from the cow, and I've never liked having suet in my mince pies. So I'm going to make a vegetarian version. Not vegan because it's got butter in, and so obviously any opportunity to get butter in and I'll try to do it. So I've got the all the fruit and everything that I need, the nuts, all of that, but I also need to put some candied peel in there. So I'm going to make the candied peel for that, but I'm also going to make extra so that I can dip it in chocolate and put it in little bags and give that as gifts to various people for Christmas. So that's what today's video is all about. And what I've got here on the hob here, this is a pan that's just on low here, full of water, which will come to the boil. There's a second empty pan there should I need it, might need it. And then here, this is nothing to do with anything, but in here on a very low heat is my cold concoction that I'm drinking. Because my cold's pretty much gone, but I'm still feeling the after effects of it. And actually, you don't have to have a cold to drink really healthy drinks, do you? So in that pan at the back there's ginger chopped small and cinnamon stick, a satsuma, like a small orange chopped up small, big dollop of honey. I think that's all that's in there, and I'm just going to let that stew away on the back there. It's on a very low heat. It's on a very low heat there. It's not boiling even, it's just simmering away. And I'll just have a drink of that. I've got my little sieve here, and I'll just sieve a little bit into my cup anytime I need a drink. Well then, so candied orange peel and mince meat. Might end up being 2 videos if it's too long, you know. I'd never like to take your time for too long. But these oranges, the oranges I've got for the peel then, these are organic oranges. We're going to eat the peel, so we don't want there to be any nasty, horrible, chemically things on there. And as I was looking through these, I noticed some of them, that one isn't particularly nice. I won't want to use that one for peel, that was in the bag. However, yesterday my daughter-in-law was here and we did the sewing. It was really great. And she was saying that she would like to make some of those decorative orange rings that you dry and hang up for Christmas, and she wants to do that. So I'm going to save all the ones that are just a bit not too great for her to do that with. They'll be fine for that. So we'll put those aside. I think there were a couple like that. And yeah, maybe that one. So I'm going to get on then and cut the oranges. All candied peel is the skin of the orange that's been boiled a couple of times to make it a little bit less bitter, and then you discard that water, and then you make a sugar syrup and cook it in that for a little while, dry it on a rack, and that's it. That's all you need to do. It's terribly simple. So I'm going to get on now and cut oranges now for quite a while. Okay guys, so we're back now. This pan of water isn't quite boiling, so I'll turn it up a bit. And I'm going to dump all of these cut peels here into the water. And they can just simmer away there for, it's 12:30 now, so they can simmer away for half an hour or so. Then I'll drain them, put them in again, and do that again. So while we're doing that then, what about if we weigh out the ingredients for the... So one of the things we're going to put in here is blanched almonds. And so I'm going to do those first. So it's 50 grams of almonds. And I'm going to put them in a pan with a little bit of water and just boil them. Because that means that all the skins will come off really easily. Okay, that's them done. Okay, now let's we'll run down all the ingredients that we need. So it's all in grams. I'm going to leave a link to the recipe in the description below. Now the thing about this recipe is, yes, all the measurements are there, but in fact you can tweak it a little bit and put in whatever you like, within reason. So I need 175 grams each of currants, raisins and sultanas. Now I've got sultanas, currants and raisins. Amazing. Into there, because it's a recipe where you put everything in the same pan together. Okay, that's those. Next ingredient. Now the next ingredient is 100 grams of mixed peel. We can't do the mixed peel because I'm still making it. And so the next thing after that then is 1 apple peeled and chopped. Now the next ingredient is the almonds, but they're still just coming to the boil over there. In this recipe there's no glacé cherries, but I like that little bit of red in there, so I'm going to put, I'm not even going to measure them, just that much glacé cherries, and I'm just going to chop those nice and small as well. So this is a tin of pineapple. These are pineapple chunks, and that's fine because I'm going to cut them into smaller bits anyway, and I'm going to drain them here, but I'm going to leave them to drain because I don't really want too much of the liquid. I want them to be quite dry, so I'm going to leave those to drain over there, and we're going to put about half of that pineapple in. And the next thing we need then is muscovado sugar, which is this lovely dark brown stuff here. Let's put the lid back on the cherries. Okay, how much of that do we need? 225 grams of this lovely dark sugar. In that goes cinnamon and mixed spice. And the recipe says that we need half a teaspoon of cinnamon. There we go. And a whole teaspoon of mixed spice. So a teaspoon of mixed spice. That's fine. And then the rind and juice of a lemon. So they've just come to the boil in the water, and the brown skins just pop off. Putting them in cold water like that means that you can handle them straight away. And you can get flaked almonds, but in fact I'm just going to do chopped. And there's a cat down here who's telling me she wants feeding. Yes, I know, this is Rita. You can anybody would think that you'd never been fed, but I've got to tell you guys, there's a big bowl of food over there for her if she wants it. So I think it might be affection you're after, eh, Rita? So I'm going to do the rest of these almonds then, 50 grams of almonds, and chop them just, again, the same sort of size as everything else. It's nice to get a chunk of something. You not think, Rita? Is it nice to get a chunk of something? You're very pretty. We don't often see this cat, do we? Let's appreciate this cat for a minute, because it's not Norma, is it? Where's old Norma? She's asleep on the chair over there. So this cat, Rita and Prudence, are sisters. They are 6 years old this year. I got them when they were about 8 weeks old, little kittens. Now, almonds nearly done. I'm just going to chop them. All these, oh, wrong way around. All these skinny bits will go in the compost heap. They'll all rot down. Anything that's organic, that's grown, will compost. This time of year it's slow. You know, the composting is slow, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Okay, that's the almonds done. I've done it again, look, wrong pile. And now I'm just going to clank through them with this big knife. It hasn't cooked the almonds, they're not soft. They're still nice crunchy almonds. It's a very good way of getting the skins off. Not many nuts there, is there? I guess you could put more nuts in if you wanted to. I'm just going to make sure that there are no whole ones, but that's about all I'm going to do. So there they are, just a bit chopped. Into the big pan they go. Excellent. And we'll get rid of the skins. Now, this is the pineapple that I've just drained. one bit on the floor, and half of this pineapple, I'm guessing. Yeah, that'll be about enough. Piece for the compost heap. And again, I'm just going to clank through them as well with the big knife. It's quite an unusual thing to have in minced meat, but it'll be lovely and moist, and it will add a whole new dimension. I think you should just put anything in, well, within reason. I think that's going to taste amazing. So the pineapple goes in now, and there's just one more ingredient. Well, there are two more ingredients in fact, but one more I can put in now. And that's the butter. How much butter do we want, Mary Berry? 125 grams of butter. Okay, that's perfect. And so then the liquid in there is 200 ml of rum, brandy or sherry. Now, I have no preference for any of those. It's the what'll go in there will be what I've got in the cupboard. Not very well off in the alcohol department, really. I don't really go in for rum, brandy or sherry, but I've got this. God knows how long that's been there, but what I've decided to do is not put 200 ml of that in. I'm going to put some of this orange juice in and a little bit of this, because that's too much alcohol, just a little bit of it. So we'll do half and half. Yeah, we will. So we'll do 100 ml of this. Sherry, it is. 100, yeah, that's more than enough. 100 ml of sherry and 100 ml of orange juice. There we go, that's okay. And I'm going to put that on a really low heat now. Now, there is one more thing that is on that recipe. Dried cranberries. I haven't got any. And so I've looked. There's no point in looking again. I've looked. So I've no dried cranberries, but we've put in cherries and pineapple. So together maybe they'll make up for the lack of cranberries. Cranberries would have been lovely in there. But I'm going to, I've got some biscotti that I'm going to make, and they're going to have macadamia nuts and cranberries in. They'll be good. So the cranberries will put in an appearance there. Okay then, so the minced meat is going to just slowly I'll give that a big stir around. That can just sit on the hob there and come very slowly to a slight simmer, quarter of an hour. Really, that's all it needs. But then I'm going to leave it in the pan so that all the fruit will get all nice and plumptious. Okie dokie. So now the fruit peel, the candied peel, has done its second boiling. So now we're going to strain that in this. So in this other pan here, then this one, I've got the sugar syrup, which is the water and the sugar, and now I'm going to put these in. That means then the mincemeat's ready to simmer away. The sugar syrup is on the candied peel. When that comes to a slight simmer, that needs about 20 minutes, half an hour. And then we'll do the next phase. It's all good fun so far. Very Christmassy. Okay, I'll bring you back when I'm doing that part. Well, it's the next day now, and my battery died. Obviously, I was doing such a lot of filming. So I'll show you where I've got up to now, just a little bit on the end of this video. All the candied peel now is laid out here, drying. There's 2 trays. I'm going to let that get really dry. I might put it somewhere well away from cats, obviously. And then we can dip that in chocolate. And then this pan here, oh, this mincemeat, oh, it smells absolutely fantastic. I'm going to make the mince pies in a different video because I make very special pastry. I only make a few mince pies every year, but they've got lovely luxury mincemeat and my special pastry. So we'll come back and do that in a future video. But for now, I'm going to just put all this minced meat here in jars. I hope I've got 2 jars here. I hope that's enough. And then I'll keep it in the fridge until I'm ready to do the pies. I haven't got all the ingredients for the pastry yet, so I've got to go shopping soon. I was making a list this morning. It's quite a long list. So I've got just enough for these 2 jars. It smells absolutely divine. Perfect quantity. Okay guys, so I'm going to bring you back in a few days time, and we'll dip the orange slices and make the mince pies. Thanks for watching.